Hi, it's Jennifer with Jennifer at Home, and I'm super happy you're here today to join me for my first in the series of easy game day appetizers. Today, our first recipe is cream cheese ragoon, and our second recipe is pepperoni pizza rolls. Let's get started with our first recipe of pepperoni pizza rolls. I have the oven preheating to 350. Now I'm just going to take the pizza sauce. You can use any type of pizza sauce and just put a very thin layer. We don't want to put very much because we don't want it to squish out. All we need is just a minimum amount so that the pepperoni and toppings will stick. You want to make sure you have your dough in a rectangle, because that's going to work perfectly when we roll this up. Okay, the very minimum of pizza sauce, and I'm just using an offset decorating spatula to spread it out. It works really well. You could use any type of spatula though. Now I'm just going to take some garlic powder and sprinkle it on the crust. This is optional. You can use any type of flavorings or toppings that you want, and I have an Italian basil mix here, which is just an herb that I've had around that I grew and dried. But you can put anything in here that you'd like. Just a nice thin layer will be fine. And next, I'm gonna put on the pepperoni. I have some pepperoni that I've chopped up nice and fine, because once we put this in, it lays down really nice, and when we go to cut it, the chopped pepperoni allows us to cut this really easy before we bake it. So just go ahead and spread the pepperoni out in a nice thin layer. Make sure you leave a little bit at the end here that's uncovered, because this will stick to itself and when we roll it up, and we want to make sure it sticks to itself. Now we're just going to put on some mozzarella cheese. Just sprinkle it right on. This is a great appetizer because it only literally takes just minutes to put together. By the time your oven is preheated to 350, you can have this already done and ready to put in the oven. Everybody loves this. It's so easy to put this together. Even your kids could put this together. So now I'm going to just start at one end and just start rolling it up. You could add olives or mushrooms, anything you like in your pizza, you can add to this as well. Just try to roll it as nice and straight as you can. It's okay if it isn't perfect. It makes a really nice big pizza roll. And just roll it right over on itself. I'll turn it this way. Make sure I have it sealed up. Just pinch that edge and make sure it's sealed really nice so that it's closed. Then you want to take a really nice sharp knife, and we're going to start slicing it. And once we get it sliced, we're going to want to put it on a parchment lined tray. I have one right here. And just put the nicest side facing up. Make sure you leave plenty of room in between. The oven is up to temperature, and here's what the pepperoni pizza rolls look like. I'm going to get these put in the oven. And into the oven. While our pepperoni pizza rolls are in the oven, let's get started on our cream cheese ragoons. I have an 8-ounce block of cream cheese that I've set out to soften. I'm going to add some garlic salt and some chives. These are green onions that I grew in my own garden. I'll add these in to give it a little bit of color and a little bit of extra flavor. I'm going to be using this offset spatula to get everything spread onto these egg roll wrappers that I'll show you in just a minute. First, let me go ahead and just use a big spoon. The best thing to use to get everything incorporated together is the back of a big heavy-duty metal spoon. I don't want to have this cream cheese too soft because I don't want it spreading all over the place when I'm trying to roll up these cream cheese ragoons. These egg roll wrappers are nice and thin, so they make a really great choice. They're almost just like a big wonton wrapper. So I'm just going to take the cream cheese mixture and just spread it right on the end, right across the end of the egg roll wrapper. And it'll spread out to the end, so you don't have to get it perfectly out to the very edge. Then I'm just going to take it and start rolling it up. And you want to roll it nice and tight so you have a nice little tight roll. And then to seal it up, I have a little bowl of water here, so I'm just going to dip my finger in a little bit of water and roll it right along the edge. Then I'll roll it right over itself and make sure you press that edge down really well. And there it is. Let me go ahead, I'll put this on a parchment lined tray and I'll just keep working away, going one after the other until I'm all done. And now that all of the cream cheese ragoon are rolled, I'm going to take a pastry brush with just a little bit of vegetable oil, and I'm going to go through and brush all of these on both sides. This is going to help them to get nice and crisp when we bake them in the oven. I'm going to put them seam side down to begin with. That way we ensure that the seam won't open up. And now it's time to put them in the oven. I have my oven preheated to 375. I'm going to put them in and turn them halfway through. They'll need to bake for 12 to 15 minutes. Halfway through the baking process, just take these out and turn them all over so that way both sides get nice and crispy. Then put them back in the oven for the remainder of the time. And here's how the pepperoni rolls turned out and the cream cheese ragoon. You could serve the pepperoni rolls with a pizza sauce or a marinara sauce. And I'm going to be serving the cream cheese ragoon with a sweet Thai red chili sauce. I am so glad you are here today to join me to make these really super easy recipes. The cream cheese ragoon are delicious and the pepperoni pizza rolls are extraordinary. I just love them both. I really had a great time with you today, and I would love for you to subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit the notification bell and the thumbs up button. And I'll see you next time for video number 2 in the series coming up.